Well, good morning, weather lovers. This is the weather discussion on Friday, August 28th. Let's start with the visible satellite picture. And here's Washington State and Oregon, and there's a few really important features. Number one, look at all the low clouds that have moved inland into western Washington overnight. So Seattle is actually sunny, but it's cloudy all the way into northwest Washington and Olympia southward. A lot of low clouds offshore this time of the year, and it tends to push in as we have an onshore pressure difference. Now, in eastern Washington and eastern Oregon, there is a lot of smoke basically from southern Washington state into Oregon. There's a few fires. There's a fire here. There's a fire here that has spread smoke into the northern part of Oregon. I mean, some of it's pushing way out like that. There's also a few minor fires around in the southern BC area. There's a fire over there. There's a few minor little fires that are not doing much, but the smoke is really substantial there. Let's take a broader look. This is from the National Weather Service GOES satellite picture that oversees the whole West Coast, and this was taken about an hour ago. Lots of low clouds offshore. That's very typical during the summer. But look at the veil of smoke. There are dozens of fires, some major right now in California, and the smoke is not only over the whole interior of California, but it's spread into Southern California as well, and it's moving off into Nevada and even into southern Idaho. Southern part of Oregon is pretty bad. So, the air quality is really degraded down here, much better where we are. If you want to take a look at the smoke map, this is from Washington State that shows the air quality. It's the amount of small particles in the air, the stuff that can go deep into your lungs. And what you can see is the air quality. This is PM 2.5 concentrations, the small particles. So green is good air quality and yellow is moderate. And you can see, Western Washington, Western Oregon, quite good because marine air is coming in off the ocean. But you can notice some yellows, and those are associated with that smoke that I just showed you that are mainly from the fires on the northeast side of the Oregon Cascades. I mean, there are a few fires floating around. There are a few fires, but most of them are small or under the control in Washington State. The big fires are to the south. Now, you may ask about the temperatures the last week, and this shows you the temperatures at SeaTac Airport is the red versus normal highs and lows. This goes back, here's the 17th of August, 26th of August, now. One thing I want you to notice is the temperatures the last several days have really been very close to normal. A normal summer, this is what you're getting the last week. So very, very typical. We had that heat wave back in mid-August, but lately really has not been exceptional at all. Okay. A big issue for the fires in California and for us has been lightning. A lot of lightning caused fires. And I'm going to show you the 24-hour lightning maps. And I'm going to start the 24 hours ending 1 a.m. on Monday, the 24th. And I think the important thing to see is there's really been very little lightning up where we are. Most of the lightning has been to the south. And that, mainly over southeast Oregon and into Idaho and southern Montana. And so we haven't had any new lightning starts from lightning started fires recently where we are. There have been some down here. So we're in a good situation. We have relatively mild conditions and we haven't had lightning that would start new fires. So that's really helped us along. One thing you want to know is the future. And I've looked at the latest forecast maps. And I have maps showing you 24-hour forecasts of rain. So the rain over 24-hour chunks. This is ending today at 5 o'clock, and you can see dry conditions. And as we go for the 24 hours ending 5 o'clock on Saturday, maybe a few showers in the Cascades, but nothing much. So actually very dry. And then as we get into Sunday, that's when things get interesting. A weak disturbance comes into the north. Now, I don't expect any rain here in Seattle, but there is a disturbance going to the north, and there will be some rain in southern British Columbia. It might even get down to Victoria. So, this shows rain getting to the northwest part of the state. We'll probably get away with pretty much nothing. But if you want to be dry, and this is 24 hours ending 5 a.m. on Monday. If you want to be, and this is the ending later on Monday, if you want to be dry, go south. But there could be some showers in northwest Washington on Monday morning, particularly, and maybe in the North Cascades. After that, it's going to tend to dry out. Okay, so we have a dry period after that. Okay, let's take a look at the pressures and temperatures. This is one of the first things I look at. These are the forecasts, and the solid lines are pressure. These are isobars of sea level pressure, and the shades show temperature. Now I'm going to go to where we are today. I'm going to start, right about this. This is 11 o'clock this afternoon. Warm in California, right? There's a low pressure associated with it, higher pressure offshore, and that's tending to push higher pressure air is pushing marine air into us. You see the big change in pressure? It's higher here, lower here. Marine air is going to continue to come in today. As long as we have this kind of pattern, we stay very close to normal, mid to upper 70s. Very nice. And we get into, if I go into Saturday, similar thing. Big change of pressure across the mountains, high here, low here. We stay cool. Going into Sunday, a similar pattern. And I can keep them going into the week. And so the bottom line of all this is we don't see, for the next 4 or 5 days, any kind of heat wave developing. It's only later in the week, and I'm going to move on as we go later in the week, Thursday or so. You notice the reds are pushing up, the lower pressure is pushing up. I think warmer temperatures are going to push into Oregon, probably not into us in Washington, but there will be a little bit of warming later in the week. Finally, let me end with the forecast from the Weather Channel. Sorry about the ads. And the Weather Channel forecast is very excellent. They take the models, they use statistical post-processing, very sophisticated. And this is for Seattle. And what I want you to see is, Saturday, high of 71, Sunday, 75, and, really 70s. And we warm up a little bit in the end of the week, but only to like 80, low chance of low probability of precipitation. So it actually looks like a pretty good period. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the forecast discussion.